It's the NFL on EA Sports. And everyone's watching Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. It's the Panthers and the Falcons, next on Madden Football.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. All right, football fans, settle in because we got bragging rights on the line in this one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewers here with you as we get set for a division rematch. Brock, one side seeking the sweep, and the other looking for some revenge after how that first showdown went.
What do they say about familiarity? Familiarity does what?
It breeds something, Brock. It breeds, contempt.
It breeds contempt. These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things in the papers. They don't want any bulletin board material. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than anybody, and they know you. And that familiarity does bring a little extra heat into this matchup.
The Falcons' Bradley Pinion all set, and he'll get this one started in Atlanta. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by one of the league's promising young talents at quarterback in his first season out of Texas.
While we all love to talk about the quarterback, he really wasn't at the forefront of their win last week, Kate. Kind of took a step back and let some of his teammates shine. Yeah, he made a good mark with a touchdown pass, a bad mark with an interception. Welcome to life in the NFL as a quarterback. You know he wants to make a little more noise, elevate everybody else a little better than he did a week ago.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Now a shotgun handoff to Brooks. And he has enough room to gain about 4. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. All right, here we go, second down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Connection made to Smith-Njigba. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That one goes for 25 yards. And it'll give the Panthers a first down. Tight end going in motion here. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
From just shy of midfield on second down. That'll be caught by Adam Thielen. And he's taken down at the 30. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Smith-Njigba going to motion over left. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be good for a Carolina first. Working inside the red zone. Finds Smith-Njigba. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Now looking to throw. He's got the first down grab and still going. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. So after after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Brooks. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Panthers finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Jonathan Brooks touchdown! What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Returning it from the 4. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So here are the Falcons out on offense for their first drive. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
Nobody came away happy last week, no question about it. Himself, most of all. His team went 0-1 picking up the loss, but he was 0-1. 1 pick, no touchdowns. Not good enough. Defeat not an option this week, and neither is a lack of touchdowns. They intend to rectify both.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 38. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Chased out to his right. He can run it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
60 Eagle.
Throwing for the pistol, Penix. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback, complete. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Josie Jewell making that stop.
I remember talking to Jim Harbaugh one time, and Bo Schembechler asked him when he was a head coach, you have a tight end with his hand on the ground? Yes, coach. You have a fullback still on your roster? Yes, coach. And you're going to be just fine.
And he's able to take this one down to the 25. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down. Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Let's go.
An option give to Robinson. And they make the play at the 23, a gain of only a little. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Penix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. The kick by Lutz is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Panthers and Jonathan Brooks ready to begin another drive. And the NFL rushing title within his grasp as we enter the penultimate week. He sits atop the league in yards. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Legette's got it. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. On first down, here comes Brooks. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. He's going to throw this one. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. We're ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Arnold Ebiketie makes it there for the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. They're throwing it. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up. Brooks. And he will take this across. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers now lead by 10. It's a Jonathan Brooks touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Penix now on first down. Got a man. It's Drake London. And he'll get it up to the 44. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Falcons will have a first. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, a run to Robinson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Completed over the middle. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. That was Jordan Fuller getting there for the tackle. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Penix working from the gun. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons make it a one-score game in the first half. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Extra point by Q is up and good. And the Falcons cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Raheem Blackshear now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Panthers and this running back headed back out for a new series. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting 2nd right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. They're out and set, 1st and 10. carried by Brooks to start the drive. Juke the defender. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
Oh, they didn't see what that draw had coming until it's too late, Kate. And when they saw the opening he's about to hit, well, can't really repeat what they were saying down there, but I can promise you none of it was any good.
This is reeled in by Leggett. And they're going to bring him down at the 36.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Running once more with Brooks. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
From the 29. To the left and hauled in by Likely. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down. From the red zone now. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. From the gun, a give to Brooks. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. They've invested some early touches in him, Brock, and the returns so far, I'd say very promising.
Kate, I've told you this story before, but it was the same play 18 plays in a row. You know, I was really good with that clipboard on the sidelines. 18 plays in a row. Peyton ran the same play. If you can't stop it, keep calling it.
And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap
Still
because the
first
holding
down.
call pushes him back quite a ways. Wrong time to get caught for holding. Backed him up as they'll retry this 1st and goal. Goal to go. They're passing. Cut near the goal line. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they take it across the goal line for a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers now lead by 10. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Panthers drive their lead to 11. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop it behind the line. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Penix completes. It's Bijan Robinson. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. The Panthers returning their offense and this running back to the field. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Here we go, Shaq. Go.
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had. And incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
That's complete to Leggett. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Buys time, rolling right. That one doesn't find its man, incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those true throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
He's on the move. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He brings it in. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Trying to work quickly now. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Has this at the 6. Returns looking good so far. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Falcons with the football late in the first half. And losing by 3 scores, they'll have a final chance to take at least 3 off the deficit before halftime. Pitts brings it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Penix on first down. Into the hands of Pitts. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Penix here from the gun. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
They connect on the deep shot. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons chop some of the lead off before the half. That was just gorgeous football right there. He saw the window, just had to wait for his guy to flow toward it, and that pass fit in beautifully for the touchdown.
Kate, this is one of those moments where a quarterback's got to take his pre-snap read and make sure he confirms it quickly post-snap. And when he does, and he's got space to fit that post in, like you said, It's a thing of beauty.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining.
Let's go.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. And we haven't even hit the break yet, but already we're looking at this likely becoming a 100-yard game for him in the very near future, and expect more to follow after that. So we've arrived at halftime, and the Panthers impressive so far. They've got a lead so far on the road. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Reports with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up in the Still City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. And they are nearing halftime with the Steelers out in front. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Justin Fields. From there, let's head to AT&T Stadium as we check out the Cowboys at home in Dallas. And they have the lead over the visiting Washington Commanders. Dak Prescott lighting it up. He's got 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. C.J. Stroud has thrown a touchdown pass. In the first half, it was Jonathan Brooks who had it working. He had a nose for these two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Ewers.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Falcons offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. On first down, here's Penix. Got a man, Robinson has it. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion.
He's taken down. The Panthers rush gets home. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Escapes out to the left.
Tremendous play by the defense. I mean, just spectacular to corral him behind the line. It can be tough to track these guys down today when they decide to scramble. So many good runners, but it was good pursuit to stay on them the entire way.
Ball taken in at the 36. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Brooks. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 41. Finds him over the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Hands off here for Brooks. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. They'll throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Jack Gibbons in on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Pass play now. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to throw. Escapes the pocket. Finds a man right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Carolina 1st. On the give, it's Brooks. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Well, he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one, and then brings up 3rd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down. Up and good from Joseph. And that extends their lead to 14.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Won't get this complete to Pitts. Big man's showing up the yards. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. So as we all recover from that last play, it's 1st and 10 near the red zone. Play action. Here's Penix. Cut out left. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 19. Throwing the out route complete. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Here's Robinson up the middle. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. Penix looking to pass. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal. Here we go, Shaq. Reload, roll.
Running right is Algier. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Falcons shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
His return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They've certainly had no issue scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Back to throw on 1st and 10. And it falls incomplete. Went for the deep ball there, but just couldn't connect.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
On 2nd down, it's Brooks. And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Arnold Ebiketie makes it there for the stop. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Looking to the air here. Finds Smith and Jigba. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. And he has stayed productive throughout this game. He's up to the 300-yard mark after that last completion. Really has been a solid showing for him finding his targets. Now an inside handoff to Brooks. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Donovan Wilson getting there for the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Smith and Jigba going to motion over left. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Completed over the middle. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. They just get the play off. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Smith and Jigba going to motion over left. Throw on 3rd down. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. It's a very important field goal for Joey Slye. He was money on his first field goal, Brock. His second coming a little inside of 50 yards.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix. That one's complete to London. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Algier gets it on the counter. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up. Penix now to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Penix now on 1st down. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Penix working from the gun. Cut near the goal line. And this is down all the way to the 3. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. And again, it's Penix. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. And he connects there, so now another kick from him, a field goal, to tie this game in the 4th. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Blackshear on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. And this is a good representation right here of what the playoffs will look like come the postseason in 2 weeks. Still a few things to finalize, though, which makes this week and those divisional games next week incredibly important. On the ground, Brooks. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd and 8. Outright, Leggett makes the grab. No one around. He's got space. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers make it a 9-point advantage. Xavier Leggett with the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
That one right down the middle. And the Panthers make it a 10-point ball game. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Falcons ready for their next possession. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he at least gets him some positive yardage, but just a small gain to the 24. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Penix here from the gun. Over the middle and taken in by London. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Penix. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Trevin Wallace has it.
So many of these NFL facilities we travel around and we see signage all over the place. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's about protecting it offensively, and it's about doing just that, taking it away defensively.
1st down, ball at the 36. On the carry, this is Brooks. And they bring him down around the 34. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 34. It's Cup, that's Thielen. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You know, as any quarterback is going to tell you, that's one of the most difficult things to do, knowing you're going to get blasted. That defender's coming right at you, but you got to throw an accurate ball. It does 2 things. Number 1, it strikes fear in the defense. And number 2, you gain respect of your teammates.
And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that completion gets them up to 400 yards in the football game. No, it's a tough mark to reach, but one that every quarterback takes pride in being able to reach, or at least challenge every so often. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Going with Brooks on the ground. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Again, it's Brooks. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. And this is now a 100-yard game for him after that last carry. Man, what a strong day he's had running it for this offense. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Panthers holding a 10-point lead. First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Hubbard is in for the Carolina touchdown. The Panthers can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. Extra point is up and good from Sly. And the Panthers take a 3-possession lead. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now here come the Falcons on offense. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score.
Here we go.
On first down, here's Penix. Into the hands of Pitts. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Let's go. Ready.
Penix finds him over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Trying to set this up quick. Penix on first down. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. They'll throw it again. Got it, man. Robinson has it. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Here we go, shot.
Throwing from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They are throwing it again. Underneath it goes. Catch made by the running back. And they bring him down around the 34. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd.
Go.
2nd and 3. To the sideline and secured by London. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of it. So we have a pause here.
The previous play is under review.
So they sent it to a second set of eyes in New York, and the call on the field is confirmed. Still sticking with the passing game. It's into the hands of Mooney. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. The Falcons take a timeout to their final 1. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Ready.
From the shotgun, Penix. He'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Let's go now.
Throwing, Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And there's our last in image of this game. It's intercepted. That's Patrick Peterson. And the Panthers come up with a turnover and hold strong on 4th down. So it's the Panthers who take this one on the road. And they take not just a victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish off the sweep of their division rivals. So for Brock Ewers, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Panthers are winners as we say goodbye from Atlanta.